Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Spunkify here for League Top 10, and today I decided to do a little something different. I was going to go ahead and answer some of the more common questions that I get here on League Top 10 in the comment sections. This is just general questions, a lot of times not really specific to the video, but just specific to things that I do overall. One of the first things that I do, or most common questions, is how do I get my interface this small? So as you can see, it's fairly small on the screen, and a lot of people think I have like a really big resolution or something, like a really big monitor, but that is actually not the case. I actually have quite a small monitor, and the reason it's this small is under interface here, under HUD scale, this actually allows me to scale this down. So normally it's this big, but when it's this big, as you can see, you kind of miss out in the area right down here and right here that normally you would see a lot better if the HUD was scaled down. So that way I don't want to miss any kind of kills or anything like that. So I just go in here under interface, scale it down to about right here, and that allows me to gain all this extra space on the screen that I normally wouldn't have if it's default size. So that's a very common thing that I get asked here, and one of the first things that I wanted to touch on. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is how I actually do my recordings. As you can see here, I have three little windows open here, and these are actually how I do a lot of the replay recordings, where I can kind of look around the whole entire map and look at what's going on like a typical shoutcast. The way this works is I have three general items that I use. First of all, I have Audacity, which is what, as you can see, is running right now. Audacity is a free program that I use to record my audio, and this allows me to then edit it afterwards and line it up to the video. You can also use Fraps, which is down here, and this was what I actually used to record my video portion. Fraps can record your own audio, however, it comes out much better in Audacity, and if I'm not with friends, I generally just record all of my audio in Audacity. That way it can come out as crisp and clear as possible. Now, Fraps, which I mentioned just before, is how I record all my video. As you can see here, this is a paid-for program, about 30 bucks, which allows you to record not only your desktop, but everything in-game. This is really useful if you want to record certain moments, etc., or if you just want to do something that's kind of set up. As you can see here, I have it set to 30 frames per second. You can set it to 60, however, the size is going to be much larger. I have it set to record Windows 7 sound and full size. Now, one tip I can give for you guys if you have lower-end computers is if you want to record Fraps, I suggest doing 29 by 9.7 and setting it to half size. That will vastly reduce the amount of size it takes up in your hard drive, because as it stands, I have a 500 gigabyte hard drive, and a Fraps file typically takes about 5 gigs per 2 minutes. So per 2 minutes of in-game video at full size is about 5 gigabytes. So you can see why you would need a lot of a big hard drive to do that. On the right here, there's a little replay, which I have this running all the time. It simply records my replay files in case I missed a file or I missed a game recording that was really epic or had some really awesome clips. And I use this if I want to go back and either do a shoutcast from someone who submitted something or just simply have one of my own. And as you can see here, I can just click around to see all the games I played recently. There is a video I did overall on how to actually use LOL Replay, which I'll link to in the description in case you guys who have never heard about it want to find out actually how to use it. One common thing that I get asked a lot though is, can I just upload a LOL Replay file directly to YouTube? And the answer is no. You actually have to play a LOL Replay file as if it's playing in game, and then use Fraps later on to actually record it. So that's a common answer or a common question that I get as well that I wanted to elaborate on and let you guys know. So the final question I get asked is, how do I actually put this all together and what program do I use? The program I use is Vegas Pro 10. It is actually a paid-for program, and you can use other things like Windows Movie Maker or any other free applications. I just use this because this is also what I use for work, and so I'm very comfortable with it. What you do is you simply load your files into here. As you can see, I already have mine set up here. And typically speaking, you want to set all your project stuff to 1280 by 720 because that's what YouTube uses for 720p. Now, the higher size, the 1080p, which is like the high definition, is for if you have great monitors, but although you can do it in that resolution, I don't recommend doing it if you have trouble with space and stuff like that, because not only does it take a really long time to render, but the file is absolutely gigantic after, and it would take a long time to upload to YouTube. YouTube is pretty slow with uploading nowadays. So I recommend starting out by just 1280 by 720. And all I do is I just drag my file in here and drop it. And as you can see, that's two little layers. The top one is the video and the bottom was the actual audio. So here's the intro for League Top 10. And then I just drag the other files that I actually want. So these other files here would be, I think this is the newest one, 29. Yeah, this is the newest one. This is the one I just did my little intro, and you just plop it in there as well. You can also do stuff fancy like, you know, adding another video track or audio track if you want to have them on multi-layers. And I do that for some projects, especially like the review of a champion, or if I do like a guide or something like that. I add multiple layers here. That way I can kind of keep track exactly of where I put certain clips and how it's kind of staggered. But for now, you know, just add this couple layers there and it'll just progress down the line, as you can see. Now, one thing that you don't see is the audio file, which I'm actually recording right now. The audio file works exactly the same way, where I'd import it here after editing it, and I would drop it in here, and it would simply have just an audio file that would go underneath this whole video here. Now, once I'm done, I simply just, you know, grab all the file that I want. I would go up here and then render it. And as you can see there, I would just type in whatever I'd want. I'd have down here the template, which a good general template for everyone is 6 megabyte per second, 720 30p HD video. This is a really good template or baseline to use for all your videos. You can do it in less than 720p, but nowadays most people on YouTube expect 720. So if you really want your product to come out really nice, I suggest rendering it in 720. So that's, guys, those are the most common questions that I receive. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to submit them to leaguesubmissions@gmail.com. That's leaguesubmissions@gmail.com. I'll try to make this like a weekly series where I just answer any questions either about myself or about League of Legends or just what have you. And hopefully you guys will enjoy just me talking and giving you my opinion on stuff. This has been Spunkify out. I will see you guys later.